Greetings everyone. We are group 17 and today we will be talking about graphical neural networks as learnable physics engines for inference and control. So let's start with classical neural networks. As we all know that classical neural networks are very useful in tasks like image classification, image recognition, and object detections, but they fail on graphs. And in many domains such as mathematics, language, physics, the systems are very complex. For an example, take a box full of bouncing balls, which yields trajectories which are exponential in the number of bounces which are occurring. Thus, understanding and interacting with everyday physical sense requires rich knowledge about the structure of the world. As you can guess, complex systems can be simplified based on graph structures, which gives us the main motivation for using graphical neural networks instead of classical neural networks. So graphical neural networks is a class of neural networks that can learn functions from graphs, a powerful approach to present complex systems in terms of object and their relations, applying the same object-wise computation to all the objects and the same relation-wise computation to all the interactions. It lets us represent the bodies, which are objects, with graphs node, and joints, which are relations with graphs edges. During learning the class of neural networks, knowledge about body dynamics is encoded in the graphical neural networks node update function. The interaction dynamics are encoded in the edge update function, and the global system properties are encoded in the global update function. Learned knowledge is shared across the elements of the system, which supports generalization to new systems composed of the same type of body and joints. Further, we will be talking about how to use them and few simulated physical systems, how to use them to few simulated physical systems and one real robotic system, which are shown in this figure. So now, after the introduction, let us talk more about the model and critical steps while using the graphical neural networks. As said earlier, this approach is founded on the idea of representing physical systems as graphs. The bodies and joints correspond to the nodes and edges respectively. We distinguish between static and dynamic properties in the physical sense, which we represent by separate graphs called as static graphs and dynamic graphs. Let us talk briefly about graphical neural network architecture. It maps input graphs to output graphs with different edges, nodes, and global features. Thus, they are called as graph-to-graph modules, that is, which can be composed in deep and recurrent neural network configuration. A core GN block contains 3 subfunctions as shown, which are edge-wise, node-wise, and global functions, which can be implemented using standard neural networks. A single feed-forward graphical neural path can be viewed as one step of message passing on graph, where edge-wise function is first applied to all the edges, then node-wise function is applied to update all the nodes, and then global function is applied to update the global features. In this algorithm, you can see that the directed graph is denoted by G. Here, in the case, the small g is a vector of global features, and I is a vector of node features, and EJ is the vector of edge features. These are the critical steps in graphical neural networks. Graphical neural networks has 3 technical contributions. I will talk about each of them briefly. First one is the forward model, where it learns to predict future steps from current steps. The first graphical neural takes an input graph G and produces a latent graph G dash, which is provided as an input to second graphical neural network, which returns an output of G star. The reason we use 2 GNs was to allow all nodes and edges to communicate with each other through G dash output from the first GN. Second class of forward model is recurrent based forward models, which contains 3 RNN submodules applied across all edges, nodes, and global features before being composed into graphical neural blocks. The second technical contribution is the inference model, which can control system whose unobserved properties influence the control dynamics, which can be also referred as system identification. We introduce a recurrent GN-based inference model, which observes only the dynamic states of a trajectory and construct a latent representation of unobserved static properties. A full architecture can be trained jointly and learns to infer unobserved properties of the system from how the system observed features behave and them to make more accurate predictions. The last is the control algorithm. Till now, we have seen that forward and inference models, they are based on treating physical systems as graphs and learning about them using graphical neural networks. The control algorithm use a forward and inference model for planning and policy learning. As GN is differentiable, we use learned forward and inference models for model learning, model-based planning with a classic gradient-based trajectory optimization, also called as model predictive control. And agent-based strategy, called as stochastic value gradients, can also be used.
So now we discuss the method of implementation and the consequent outcomes. The model has been implemented on 7 actuated worker simulation environments, out of which 6 are from the DeepMind control suite, and the other one was a model of a JACO commercial robotic arm. The data set used for examining these models, like the forward and inference models, has been prepared by using various versions of the systems like pendulum, cart pole, swimmer, which will be seen in the later slides, and varying their parameters like their link lengths or body masses, and also the number of links in case of the swimmers, they were also varied. Coming to the control algorithm, it has been implemented using GN-based forward model, and the MPC planning uses maximization of dynamic state-dependent reward along a trajectory from a given initial state. The model predicts this end-state trajectories, which are induced by proposed action sequences and their associated rewards. The action sequence has been optimized by backpropagating gradients of the reward with respect to actions and minimizing the corresponding negative reward. The GN models have also been experimented with reinforcement learning algorithms within an SVG regime. And as apart from all these, there were done baseline comparisons which have been conducted where the forward model predictions have been compared with a multi-layer perceptron baseline. Okay, so now we discuss the results. The GN-based forward models have been shown to demonstrate very accurate predictions under random control for both single and multi systems. So it generalized better than the MLP baseline on the test data, based on the test data. So the diagram here on the left shows the actual and predicted values for a swimmer, and here we can see they are pretty much very accurate. Again, in the video on the right, we can see that it can infer the model pretty well. The predicted and the expected values, they image, like the pose imitation has been pretty accurate. Here we can see in the left, the baseline comparisons have been charted out for 10 links of the swimmer, and we can see that for based on the control algorithm, up to 10 links, the control has been pretty much very similar to the MLP baseline. After 10 links, it has started to, the outliers are pretty stringent. And coming to the right, it demonstrates the body pose imitation of the JACO arm. The GN model proved to be very flexible even when the body joint angles and length parameters were varied. So in this slide, we have summarized the same results which we were talking about so far. In addition, it was seen that on real robot data as well as the forward model definitely work better than the feed forward GN. But one constriction still remains for the inference model, and that is that if the ID phase has not been verified accurately or has not been identified accurately, then the predictions were not that very accurate. For control algorithm, it was seen that they have pretty accurate predictions, as well as the zero-shot generalization was supported by GN based MPC for a single GN trained on a swimmer with 3 to 6 links and then tested against 17 to 15 links. So in conclusion, what we saw till now, that GN models are very effective primarily where bodies and structures are well defined. The approach doesn't consider the issues which arise in model-based planners by accruing errors over a long trajectory for predictions. Further, the neural networks can prove to be efficient in learning of continuous body structures like soft body robotic arms or soft robotic arms. When combined with other learning techniques, they prove to be very efficient. For example, we have seen a work which we have mentioned in the references, that is a work where GNN, when mixed with sensory motor learning, improves the control of a soft robotic arm. So far, this is the conclusion of the paper discussion.